Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with your hands?
I like my shot.
What?
I repositioned my camera.
What makes it so great?
Angle.
Do you have a better side? I always forget this.
This is my good side right here.
What makes the side good?
Let's see the other side.
Dip.
Ah!
I don't know what makes the side good. I always wondered that.
You know,
Thanks,
folks, if you don't watch this on television, you know, what the hell? First of all, what do we put all this effort forward for?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So we're doing a television bit here.
Yeah.
Because we are on television every day. We have video cameras that record everybody every day. So if you go to YouTube, you can see it every day. And you can see it better than I see it.
Yes.
Because right now I'm seeing the, which to the best of my knowledge will never be fixed. Ever. Would that be a safe assumption that I will always see you guys blurry?
Well, I don't know if that's the case. There's two things at work here. One is we've recabled the studio here to the computer, which actually, Mike, improved our efficiency on our end because some of the cables didn't move as fast. We've moved them. So you should get a better picture from us to you now. Is it better than it was in Florida? Oh,
Look who's back.
well, I tried. This is what we call disinterest.
No, it is not.
Oh,
Okay.
No, it is not. No.
Oh, my finger.
Oh,
has
dear.
swelled
Oh,
up.
God.
Hey, what
Mike
does that
now
look
is
like?
holding,
What does that look like?
is-
What does that look like? Look at that. Hey, put that as the icon. Doesn't that
Gross.
look like just an amazingly girth-ridden? Oh, it's starting to droop.
Yeah, well, it's
Well,
not getting
I'm
any
showing
younger.
my Flarp.
Comes with age.
Oh, that's terrible. Anyway,
How you doing,
welcome
Maddie?
to the Mike O'Mara
Hi,
Show.
Maddie.
We won't bore you with technical
Oh, that was
details, but
Mike,
you guys,
not us.
seriously, the picture I'm looking at you on right now looks like when I used to try to get the Red Sox on Channel 22 out of Springfield, Massachusetts. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing, but that's all
Is
I'm
that
saying.
is that the broadcast that had the song?
Put your feet up. Take your shoes
go.
off. It's time to meet up with the Boston Red Sox. Boston-born and Boston-bred Sox. Relax, 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 and be a Sox watcher. And I'm not.
Oh,
I tried
no.
last night.
Really?
I tried. Even being in New England, I tried. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's happened to me in New England sports.
The worm has turned. You hate New England now, and you happen to live there.
I don't hate New England. I have to live there. That's not
Right.
true. Don't be a flarp, Oscar.
I'm not a flarp.
But Mike, you know, there's been an underlying
What, you want to start that again?
Jesus.
there's been an underlying tone of an
He's here early this morning. You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
an underlying
Thank you.
anti-New England tone of you lately, and I think maybe Oscar might be onto something.
You said you want the Bruins to lose. You want.
Well, I was a Bruins fan growing up when I was in the 70s,
Yeah.
and then the Whalers came to my hometown of Hartford, Connecticut, and they became a rival of the Bruins. So that ended that. Then I moved to Washington, D.C., and I became a Caps fan, which I am now to an extent.
Caps.
But I'm a Florida resident, and 2.5 hours up the road are the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yes.
And I have a 5-year-old son, and I'd love to raise him with the team that he could drive to see.
Yes.
Once in a blue moon.
Yes.
So that might be the case. I'm not sure yet. I know there are a lot of Capitals fans out there. I've been part of that community. Sorry, Goat, but I don't know. Right now, being down in Florida, it's a different deal. But I'm not anti-New England. I love New
But
England.
what was the problem with the Sox game last night?
I just couldn't stay with it. I was bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bored
it's
like
hard-
in the first inning.
It's hard because I think what sports
Easy to grin.
So sports overall have so much more competition. We talk about Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu fighting each other.
Yeah.
They have to be cannibalizing live sports, especially sports like baseball, which can be very boring at times.
Or I'm just changing.
Times are
you
changing?
know. Well, I didn't watch the Red Sox. I watched a DVR Gentleman Jack.
So
Well,
the
see-
seasons of a man's life.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about yesterday? I finally finished Chernobyl.
So did I.
Yeah, I could have watched the game. I said no to the NBA Finals. Chernobyl. I'll watch a meltdown of my own.
I have yet. By the way, that was messed up. I think I still have that on DVR, so I have yet to watch the finale.
It's well worth it.
It is
Mike.
a great.
Well worth it.
It's a great ending. A clever twist.
You watched it?
No,
Did you
not-
watch it?
Not really.
No,
a clever
you
twist.
don't watch anything.
I did watch. I watched all of Chernobyl. I even watched him shoot the dogs. I finally got through that.
See, you've referenced the dogs now twice.
What happens in
Which
5?
means what happens in the end?
In the end,
what's the plot?
They bring him to court, and they all represent in court. And he finally tells the truth. He breaks it
You
down
watch it.
in a very
You watch it.
red and blue
Yeah.
cards. He breaks it down
Yeah.
simplistic
All right, he
as
watched
to
it. Red and
exactly
blue
what went
cards.
wrong.
He got
No.
All right,
You
you
watched
had me. You
had me at-
You had me with red and blue cards.
Yes.
But amazingly, I too did not watch the Red Sox last night.
I don't know whether it's the Red Sox or baseball though.
Oh, you think it might be the entire sport?
Yeah,
Wow.
the sport's different. It feels different to me. I don't know why it does, but
I know.
You know that's for. I'll still watch. Hey, if they go to the playoffs and stuff, I'll still be into it. I'll
Right.
watch it.
Well, yeah, because it's a playoffs.
Playoffs for any sport is when it goes to the next level. Means
But
something.
my lady, who's occupying all my time and my thoughts and my musical earworms, is my lady, Ann Lister, Gentleman Jack. It's just, I think it's the
Hi,
greatest
Carla.
show on television. I think it is the greatest. Carla sits right next to me and watches it with me.
Have you
She
seen the
likes it
episode
too.
where she goes bow fishing?
Would I?
Yeah, baby.
Like with the hairdo,
with the little things.
with the 18th century, with the 19th century hairdo. Oh, would I? Ann Lister.
We're
bow
headed
fishing.
down to the brook.
She put on a girly dress last night in the
Yeah.
episode that we saw.
But
which
was it weird?
Lovely. It was weirdly wonderful. She's
That's what I
beautiful.
mean. Like, I guess in Billions on Showtime,
A very similar show in tone.
one of the characters is not asexual, but she leans more to the masculine side.
Understood.
And for I guess an oil.
Is that a horn in back of you?
Yes, Mike. There's lots of traffic.
Wouldn't be me. Nobody up here.
The population here is sprawling.
Right.
What? So there's an oil tycoon in town from Mysterious Land, and he doesn't want to see women dressed like men. So she actually puts on a wig and a dress to go court him.
I see.
It blows your mind because for 3 seasons you've been seeing this actress in a certain way, and you're
All right,
absolutely
let
correct.
me explain, and I hope Oscar,
Yes.
you are the on-air censor.
Yes, the
so
arbiter.
you can shut me down if I'm going down a slippery slope
Yes.
here, because I'm going to deal with the subject of homosexuality.
All right.
Well, I mean,
All right.
I'm the only guy on the show that's ever kissed a man, right? So
That's
hello.
that's fine.
Yes.
Let me say that
We're inclusive is what I'm
this
trying
is
to
a
say.
tale of 2 programs that deal with the subject.
All right.
You have Animal Kingdom with Ellen Barkin, and one of her sons is gay.
Which is man on man.
And then you have Gentleman Jack, which deals with a lesbian woman who has a love affair with a neighbor down the street, and other women that are involved too. I find I find that the subject matter, the way it is addressed in Gentleman Jack, and this is not simply because it's women, so don't make this a homophobic thing, but the way they deal with the activity in Gentleman Jack is just beautifully sensitive, and it allows me to understand what it must be like to feel that way for a same-sex relationship.
Okay.
and be so put upon because society is so discriminatory, and these women are fearful for even their lives in some cases to have this type of relationship. Then you have Animal Kingdom, which just has bare buns standing at a sink. It just it doesn't,
Well-
and it's much more gritty, and it's much less
It's not
dealing
sensual.
with a
It's
subject.
not sensual.
It's not.
They're doing
sensual
clapping
as much-
push-ups on top of each other.
It's not sensitive, is what it is.
Do you
it's
think it
not
has
sensitive,
something-
but they're not. That's not their goal. It's just it's there on Animal Kingdom. It's there. The guy happens to be
the
gay.
name
He's
is
got a
called-
boyfriend.
The name of the show. Okay, first let me answer this, Rob, please.
Sure.
Okay, I'm the only man on the show that's kissed a man. All right.
Okay, say it again,
So,
Oscar, because I missed it the first 1,000 times you brought it
Hey,
up.
hey, if it makes you feel icky, that's on you, not me.
No, I don't care. You can kiss anyone you want. I just hate repetition.
Yeah, you should counter him by saying he did it as a publicity stunt.
Yes.
Hey, Oscar, you did it as a publicity
Thank you. I
stunt.
appreciate
With the
it.
very
Thank you.
homoerotic Big O and Dukes show.
Yes, exactly what he
Dudes.
says. Yes.
It's Dukes.
Dukes.
Got to pay your dukes.
We, honestly, I think that you're thinking too much about it. Animal Kingdom and the sheer subject matter of that show is, for those of you that have not seen the show, it's Point Break, but in a series. They rob, they thieve, they have moral
They're
bankruptcy,
miserable,
they're miserable,
they're depressed.
They're going to be in
It's gritty,
not the
it's
healthiest
nasty.
of relationships, both female and male. The female relationships, every girl is smoking hot. The male relationship, every guy is attractive, and it's an ab contest, and it's just as, I guess, frivolous in the way they shoot the male scenes and the female scenes on that show.
And all the scenes have a gritty texture to them.
Correct.
They have, and I will tell you that. Let me just leave this subject by telling you that with Animal Kingdom, I would sell my house if I lived next to that family.
Okay.
With my Gentleman Jack program, it wants me to fill my house from top to bottom with lesbians this summer. That's how it makes me feel.
Sounds like a good promotion.
I'm close to you. With Gentleman Jack,
It's such a beautiful handling of still what is a delicate
Do you
subject
think it has
matter.
anything to do with the fact that it is based on fact? That this really happened?
no, it's the time and place it's set in. This is why it's
But-
It's
different.
the genteel. That's what it is. He's right, Rob. It is the genteel time that it
Okay.
is sent. Not
So
the way,
it does flirt with the fact because it actually happened in that time, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. Okay, so yeah,
If
that
you-
makes
and
sense.
Really, look, this is the sensitive side of me. If you wanted, I've talked about Sense and Sensibility and the Jane Austen situation and I go back to the language, and if you look at a 19th century, mid-19th century writing or these television shows that are based on that period in time, you look at the way people lived. It was not ideal, not even
no.
close, but there was
They
a
had wooden
way.
teeth.
It was the way people communicated
Yes.
that was just, and now in this era of, push me out of the way, I'm in my pajamas getting on an airplane, where there is absolutely no regard for any genteelness at all. It makes me wonder.
Mike,
I mean, back in the day, it was a
We
different
talk
time.
about the thank you card. Someone came and
A note.
It's a lost art.
Someone. We were lucky enough to have enough people apply to Podcast Village as a team, and someone we all know stopped by the other day and was looking for an opportunity. Both Charlie and I received a handwritten thank you card, like that was thoughtfully written, and we sat here and we're like, this just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what an impact that makes when you get that.
Yeah.
That is a small. And you talk about your wife doing that anytime we send
Right.
something for little Michael. That's
My
just
family
a
still does
It's a
it.
lost art.
Some members of my family, I work on my daughters to do it. They don't do it. So they never
The
got in
lost
the habit. I
art.
never did it. It's a lost art.
It
It's
is.
a
It
lost
truly
art.
is.
So, but anyway, getting back to Gentleman Jack, over the baseball game in a heartbeat. Sorry, that makes me a sensitive dude. Now, tonight, Blues, Bruins.
How many?
Final Stanley Cup final hockey.
How many other? Because I'm not up to date on Gentleman Jack.
Right.
How many? How do I put this? How many women in her, I guess, universe, the Gentleman Jack universe,
in this season,
in this
the first
season, is
season,
she sharing scissors with?
1, 2, 3, to the best of my, because the series begins with her being rebuffed by one of her lovers.
Ooh.
And but ultimately, it's sexual, but she is also looking for love and companionship. And because of the time, it's just, I find the show, I know I talk about it a lot, and a lot of you have
They've
written
jumped
to
on the
me
bandwagon.
and said you're into it, and I'm so glad you are. It's so beautifully done. It really is. I love the show.
So what if the solution is this? What if she takes on about 5 more lovers through the course of the season, and then they field a 19th century baseball team, and that way you're getting to watch baseball and it's on your show?
I have something to say to you.
What's that?
Start the show, you pig.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can
Done
listen
with
to the
this.
Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned. outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Can you believe that? That girl almost blew my head off. Hey, feel my pulse, man. That was crazy. Crazy! You were there? That happened.
Shut up. I'm on the phone.
All right, I'll be quiet. Hey, I'm craving cheese right now. Can we stop, get some cheese?
Hey, all I want to hear is where my baseball card is. Where my partner's gun is.
Your what?
My baseball card.
Why are you talking to me about baseball cards? Holy shit. Dude, I just tasered you, man. Oh, man. Hey, did you your pants when you got tasered? Man, because I tasered myself like 5 times one night. I didn't my pants at all.
Machine again.
Yeah, who are you trying to call? Your lady?
6 o'clock in the morning. She's probably asleep.
Maybe she's banging another guy right now and she doesn't want to pick up the phone.
Shut up.
You want to shoot me?
I'll shoot you right in the face.
I'll shoot you in the face.
Shut up. Shut up. Stop repeating. Stop repeating. Shut up, man. You see what he's doing, Jim? Shut up. Jim, do you see what he's doing? Shut up. Shut up. Yo, man, don't be saying what I say. Shut your mouth. Now don't repeat.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying, Jim?
Hey, come on, Jim.
What's wrong with this motherfucker?
Let's all calm down here. You're angry, you're tired. You're going to jail anyways. Let's just all chill out, okay? Knock, knock.
Don't do it. If you value our partnership, don't do it. We've been putting it in together for 9 years. Don't do it, Jim.
Do it.
Jim, don't do it, Jim.
Do it.
Who's there?
Why'd you do it, Jim? To humiliate me?
Orange.
For what? No. No, no, no. No. Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No. Orange who, damn it?
Aren't you pissed your wife's taking from another guy right now?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
That piece of tape was taken from the lead car on our road trip to Florida, where some might say it all began. We are live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. 3 guys smart enough to know, won't the trip go faster if we just listen to comedy the whole way?
The whole way.
The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, is a worldwide podcast and radio show with a family of listeners. Look at this. Note this. I'm doing the Tony Bennett.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
A family of listeners. Want to thank everybody that's coming out today to listen to TMOS. Hope you enjoyed this weird little show, you bunch of heathens.
Don't forget, Tony, that goes to the double thumbs up.
From Denver, Colorado to Florence, Italy, from Lexington Park, Maryland to Stockton, California, from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands to Spokane, Washington, the Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Clutter. Whether you're moving to a new place, having a baby, or just doing the Marie Kondo thing, you're probably looking up to free space. I know I am. I live in a thimble.
Yeah.
I do. Meet Clutter, the world's largest on-demand storage provider. Clutter means zero effort. Just schedule a pickup, and Clutter will be there to pick and pack and move your belongings to store in their secure facility. Here is the best part, and I mean the best part. What a great company. Clutter's price match guarantee means that you get the lowest possible monthly storage rate. If you need your stuff back, it's easy. Just let Clutter know, and they'll bring it right to your door. Doesn't matter if you're on a 4th floor apartment. It comes to your door, people.
Think of things like Christmas decorations, albums that you don't play all the time that you want to hold on to.
Golf clubs.
They can bring them to you at the course.
Damn,
yes.
You have an apartment. You want golf clubs there. You have another, say, home video item that you need that you don't have room
an old
for.
Jukebox.
Old
Jukebox stays in the house.
We're making them work very hard to get up to that 4th floor apartment right there with the jukebox. But they'll do it.
They will.
They'll do it at Clutter. You let them know, and they'll bring it to your door. You don't pay more for packing or delivery. It's all included in Clutter's low monthly rate. So think about this. They bring it to your door. They give you the lowest rate possible because they take your stuff to their price-matched facilities. So they do the work for you.
Yes.
Experience the future of storage. That's what it is with Clutter. Get $50 off your first month when you sign up at a clutter.com/TMOS location. And that's on top of Clutter's no-hassle moving, online inventory management, free pickup and delivery, and price match guarantee. $50 off of all that. See why Clutter is better and get $50 off your first month at clutter.com/TMOS. That's clutter.com and enter the promo code TMOS at checkout. Did we have a new intern that started yesterday?
Yeah, we didn't talk to him. We didn't talk to Dan yesterday.
He, by the way, is gold.
He's a good one. This one,
really,
like gold, Jerry. Not in the Allison.
Not in the like fun way.
No, he's gold in the funny way.
Oh, I think
he's going to be.
He's
fun,
gold in the like Adrian Mack way.
He
different
looks,
kind of. He might be white gold, and they're sort of more of a classic 14-karat gold.
Why is it always race?
It's not race.
It's
a different. I was talking metallurgy.
So
I was talking metallurgy. He's a different kind of gold.
Yeah. I like sometimes when we talk about him before I get to meet him, and then we know a little bit more about him when they come in. What university does he hail from?
George Mason.
George Mason University.
A Mason.
Yes,
another Masonite.
And he is a communications major with a focus in media criticism.
A go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Smart guy.
Very confident. Though there is, and we can spot him now from all these years working.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if he has the comedy gene, but I think underneath that veneer of well-dressed, well put together, eager beaver, there is a part of him that belongs in talk radio. Like,
he's made that much of an impression on you?
Yes, because Pony, in a similar vein, I knew was just, as a younger man, was a man that just was given to us because he showed up at the front door.
Yes.
Like a stray.
Like a stray.
I like to refer to him as a rescue.
A rescue.
Like Pony was a rescue.
Yeah.
Right.
From a person shelter.
Yeah, we rescued him from a bicycle shop.
That's right. Well, of course, they let him feed and dig and run, but he needed a home.
I have not engaged with this gentleman for more than 5 minutes because I'm afraid I'll get too into what can we talk about this guy on the air about.
Yeah.
Because
this is the new guy.
He's too well put together. Like, he shows up in a dress shirt, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And was it dress pants?
I believe so. Slacks.
Right? Slacks?
Yes.
Like
leather slacks with a crease.
Sensible shoes.
Animal Kingdom.
Well,
you're describing him like you're attracted to him.
No. He's got a
There's no reason he shouldn't be attracted to him because he's a good-looking kid.
How about we bring a lady's perspective?
Okay, well, I
don't want to talk to you about this.
Let me just finish, put the button on this.
All right.
He's like Shelton from The Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
Or he is Ted Bundy. One or the other.
I will say this.
That name's come up a lot lately, off and on the air.
I think.
Remember that conversation we had the other day? All right, go ahead. Don't say anything.
I shan't. I think that this will help you give a mental image in your head of this guy. On his resume, and by the way, he interviewed very well. His resume was fine. His previous employment includes working at Chick-fil-A. And I believe that a Chick-fil-A...
Is he a Christian?
I didn't get into that. But the Chick-fil-A...
That's that legally.
How many times have I told you, I know we can't legally, that's the first question I say to ask.
I know.
I want him,
is
he
it
a good
God
Christian?
Or a God we all know?
Well,
if you want to get in the door, you say you're a Christian. If you want to run through the door, say you're an evangelical Christian.
I do what I did at all interviews. I held up a large crucifix. I said, how does this make you feel?
Right. Does this compel you?
Does this compel you to work here?
What does the penitent man do?
But
that's it. Exactly.
But I've always felt that when I go to a Chick-fil-A, which is not often, but when I do, they have a certain look of their employees. Very well presented, clean scrubbed, polite.
Where did you pull this? I've never...
Really?
You go in with doing an analysis
Chick-fil-A pays
of
their employees a little bit more, so you get a little bit more.
I know the
for what you
managers
pay.
have their act together. I know when we go there, Carla likes to take Michael to Chick-fil-A because they do things for kids.
Yes.
And they have nice little activities. And the managers always seem very responsible. My impression of Chick-fil-A is that I don't understand why in Fort Myers, Florida, there's got to be a 17-mile long line at 2:30 in the afternoon.
It's every one of them.
Every one of them.
I don't know what crack they put in their chicken. Because when I buy one of those little hockey pucks that are deep fried, to me, it's just a stupid chicken sandwich with not a lot going on.
One of the reasons why the line is so long is because they all have to say, hello, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How may I help you today? And
That's not why the line's long, Rob.
It's long because they have bamboozled parents to think that is a healthy fast food alternative.
That's true. I think he's right.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
It's parents and kids?
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Maddie, what do you think of the guy? What do you think of the intern?
In what way?
Great question.
As far as his appearance.
He looked very presentable. And for a first day, I think he really wanted to make a strong first impression.
Okay, now Maddie, this is the Rob Spiewak and Maddie. She doesn't like the Eager Beavers.
Oh, yeah.
I
A little too strong.
Even not looking at her, when she answered a question with a question,
yes,
she immediately qualified the impression of this dude. What's the name again?
Dan.
What was your impression, Dan? In what way are you speaking?
Here's an example of Dan. Typical first day intern task.
You notice we're in his territory now that he wants to.
Maddie
I'm doing the interview with
the
Maddie.
master. Like from the master, Rob Spiewak.
All right, go ahead.
I said,
Rob Spiewak.
Would you like to go get the mail? He said, yes. I said, okay, you go down, and I told him it's easy to get to the post office. There's one left turn. I said, P.O. Box 32101. I said, do you want to write that down? He said, nope, got it. So, I mean, that's just, there's some enthusiasm there, and a little bit, maybe a little too much enthusiasm.
Yeah, I don't look at it.
See, somehow I think of Pony if you'd done that. 3.
Pony's methodical. He's methodical.
2.
Pony would transfer it into binary first.
This is the way I'll meet him halfway. If a boss tells me, do you want to write that down? I'll be like, well, I could either, in my inner monologue, say, I got this, or I could say, you're probably right.
And that's probably
but you know what?
The wise
move. If he said, if I had it, and I'm good with numbers, I really am. I'm good with actually memorizing numbers.
Well, yes.
You give me a phone number, I can usually remember it. I just have that. Now, don't ask me to add or subtract or divide or anything like that.
What's the phone number?
The Cards for Kids?
The Cards for Kids.
1-800-CARS for Kids. 1-800-CARS for Kids.
Is it with a K or a C?
It's with a C, isn't it?
No, it's with a K.
I don't remember.
Well, not Cars.
Anyways,
what about the Melwood number?
Melwood is 1-800. All right, we're not going here. Thank you very much. He almost baited me into something that would have gotten me in.
That's right. But it's a wonderful cause.
It is.
My family's given 2 cars to Melwood.
That's wonderful.
You know what?
That's
the
terrific.
tax return.
And he's the only guy that's ever on the show that's ever kissed a man.
Yes,
that's
thank
true.
You for
that's very true. Yeah,
not in the car that we donated. It was
I thought that's why you donated the car.
Maddie, one last question, and I will ask the sexist question. Who is the celebrity you think this new intern most resembles?
Probably a child star in some way that I can't think of right now.
It's delightfully ambiguous. That is fantastic. She has set the table for this guy coming in.
Yeah.
Because that can go that can go so in 2 directions.
I mean, think of all the wonderful child stars on, say, just Stranger Things. He could look like any of them.
So, Maddie's 22, if I'm not mistaken. If she thinks this kid looks like a child star, just wait till you meet him.
I'll say this. He has a Doogie Howser-ness about him.
We'll find out.
Yes, we will.
You know who he reminds me of? BDK. He's a less neurotic BDK.
I think it's too early for that.
Yeah.
BDK had a lot of talent.
He's got the energy, though.
Is he rail thin?
He is very thin.
Yes, he is.
Wow, that's exciting.
Not rail, not rail of Coke thin. It's more like doesn't eat much thin. Like he just does.
By the way,
he's not a big eater.
BDK, who we're referring to, is actually Kevin McCarthy.
Yes,
but his friends call him BDK. So if you ever run into Kevin McCarthy, you can call him BDK.
Yeah,
Big Daddy Kev.
Like at a Hollywood premiere.
No,
if you're doing red carpet.
Doesn't stand for Big Daddy.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
It's one of the greatest things the Junkies ever did, in my opinion. It truly was one of the greatest things. I heard it the first time somebody told me what it meant. I unhinged my jaw and laughed.
Think of that the next time, Mike, you see him on Fox News talking about how great the new Aquaman movie is.
I think he's grown out of the BDK stage.
I don't think you ever outgrow that.
No?
Well,
you are something else. You don't, I'll tell you, you don't make an effort not to burn a bridge. You'll tackle somebody that's taking gasoline back to a car that's broken down on the side of the road 6 miles before you get to the bridge to make sure no gasoline ever lands on the fire.
He's been on this program. I thought he's a friend of the show. Now we're
yes. But I will always like to make fun of him. It's fun. He's not Jim Nance.
No,
okay?
but to be fair to me,
this is a guy that ran down the hallway at WJFK and was the most excited about any film he had ever seen. The most excitement I ever saw was over a film called Teeth.
I remember that, yeah.
Which was the movie about a vagina that had teeth in it. This is the guy we're talking about. Just because he hit the Lucky Charm and got to interview George Clooney doesn't change the roots of the guy. Because, listen, I have roots, too. I've done things in my past.
We all do. And also, I think one of the reasons that's stuck in your craw, this is during the brief terrestrial run of this show. What he said was, Mike, I've got a movie that you're going to love.
Yeah, that's right.
And when he presented it, you stood there dumbstruck because it was like, why would you think that would be a movie
sounded
for
gross,
me? It was gross.
It was gross.
It was.
Not
I
a
don't
good
remember
film.
Teeth.
Yeah.
But it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It sounds.
It was a scary
Is he
little
known for giving every review a 5-star review? Every movie a 5-star review?
He doesn't have a very high bar.
I remember when he gave. Oh God, who's that? From Saturday Night Live. The I'm on a boat guy. The
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg had a Hot Rod, I think it was called, where he was supposed to be Evel Knievel.
Right.
One of the worst movies ever made.
How could that go wrong? That sounds so funny.
But I'll give him credit. He's also done celebrity interviews where he's gotten a little. He does so many of them that he's gotten a couple of times where the celebrities have really gotten into it. But it's always the same kind of the I'm kissing your ass mode, and you're going to get that occasionally when you're doing that. It's the way he does his celebrity. But his innocent enthusiasm brings out sometimes the very best in these.
The ticket from the movie he went to when that's
his gimmick. That is fantastic.
I think that's. I mean, you can't fake that.
He's saved every ticket to every movie he's ever seen, and
which shows you that from a kid he's loved the movies, and that's a good way to do it.
Or he's got a screw loose.
But or both.
It could be a happy mix. And you know what?
Or both.
Mike, the best people in show business are always just a little off. That's what gives them that magical spark.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's, I'm sure his, he loves the movies, and he loves traveling, and he does whatever, and he seems to have a very good relationship with his bride.
And from your
newlywed.
From both yours and Rob's lens, I can see where you're coming from. I am closer to his contemporary than just a friend that was on the radio because we were closer in age, and I saw and we would hang out when we would go out. So I guess what I always go back to, and we all had to cut our teeth and make sacrifices to get into this business. I just always remember how much the station didn't pay him. The movie companies never paid him, and he was in desperate debt just to follow his dreams. And he did, and I always respect it. And I think I told him on the show that, look, most people would have tapped out 5 to 10 years before you even got your break. And he finally did it. So I guess that's my regard for him.
Yeah, but that's not funny. Let's take a break, and we'll continue.
My apologies all around.
Great story, Oscar. Okay, that's great.
But Mike, you're going to meet the intern. You'll meet the intern next week.
Yes, we'll find out what this guy's really making.
Yes, get to the bottom of it.
By the way, if making minimum wage at Fox is your dream, you're absolutely right. But anyway, thank you very much. We'll take a break, and we'll come back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Well, I don't know what he gets paid now. I'm sure it's millions of dollars.
I don't either. I don't.
Hundreds of millions.
I think they pay for his travel.
Well, I think he just announced a network deal, so I really don't know.
What network deal?
He's part of the national. There's 5 people in the national Fox as a conglomerate entertainment team. That's what I saw.
I saw him on the side of a bus the other day. I'm serious.
I don't
for
know.
Fox
I don't know
News.
what
Had he
they
been
make.
hit?
I don't know how much they make or what they do.
Oh, it was a photograph of him. He wasn't actually on.
That
a bus.
was a missing person. We'll take a break and come back with more. I love Kevin. He knows that. By the way, I was nicer to Kevin than anybody on the Mike O'Mara Show or the Don and Mike Show.
That's true.
I was always nice to that kid. I had lots of conversations with him. Never let him in my car, though. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Greetings from Moscow. This is your Russian BFF Vladimir Putin. Here in Mother Russia, all is well. Comrades are enjoying temperate climate, cordial government, and much cabbage and state-provided cheese. Never you are hungry. Everything we have here, except for one thing, We do not have Omera Mike Show podcast. State-controlled internet is limited to WebMD and right-wing game compulsive. Lucky for you, you can get personal and close-up contact with Mike, Robsky, and Mario on November 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Most Excellent Zippos headquarters. Get tickets at MikeOmeraShow.com. This is second show that is different from first show.
Buy
Go
tickets.
to both. You'll be glad you did. That was funny, yes? Russia for Russians and TMOS for all. Nostrovia.
Thanks, Vlad. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone. Food for thought from Cornerstone First Financial. Best people in the world to deal with if you want a loan. Tariffs and trade wars monopolizing the headlines. You're hearing it as early as today. We were talking about tariffs on political persuasions. You're not hearing about the drop in mortgage rates. It's happening, and Cornerstone First Financial can use this trend to benefit you big time. So, whether you're buying a house, refinancing, you got to act right now while the market is still on your side. It's a timing issue, and they can work you through it at Cornerstone. Home appreciations are up, rates are low, and with Cornerstone's guarantee to meet or beat any competitor, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to eliminate your PMI, consolidate debt, do home improvements, or take cash out for any reason. And when you do all that, they'll help you, and they're great to deal with. Sooner or later, inflationary pressure will push the rates back up to realistic levels. See that? I'm using a graphic there.
Yes.
That's the rate coming up.
Yeah.
So act now. Cornerstone is licensed in California, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, Colorado. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them 866-625-1221. That's 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. One of the things we do when we're up here in the wilds of Maine, Mrs. O'Mara says it, especially with the little man who wants to go camping. This is everything from going to the campsite where my daughter and her friend hung out when they were up here, which is kind of get a tent, rent a little area, and do that, to putting a tent on our deck at night and sleeping in there with the little man. That's the range. However, something came across my something came across the Mike O'Mara office desk when I first arrived up here in Maine that I knew nothing about, and it was an article somewhere that popped up, and it was about glamping.
Yeah.
Have you heard about glamping?
I have.
I don't know about glamping.
Let me explain, because I did a deep dive on it, because I said, this might be interesting. Glamping is camping with a glam thing, where it's a fancy schmancy glamorous camping experience.
Yes.
And I went to this place. There's one. What do you call them? Stop it. Shut up. Huh? Sorry, I'm back.
Oh.
Anyway, glamping is that my phone when my phone is on silent, it goes.
Yeah, we just hadn't heard. We didn't
hear it, so it looked. You know when you sometimes pretend to argue with yourself?
I understand.
Sometimes it looks like you're really doing it, and Oscar and I worry.
It was from like Vail, Colorado. You know what that would have been? That would have been.
Hello, is this Mike? Balalimina Ella Steel?
God. So sick of it. I swear.
Or it could have been, Mike.
I do.
It could have been.
Hello.
Hi, Arnold. I can't talk right now. I'm taping the show.
Hello.
So they got one up here. They got one right across the bay, right over in Bar Harbor.
A glamping site?
A glamping site.
Sounds
wow.
Fabulous.
And here, it does sound fabulous. And then when I went to the website, it looked fabulous. It was these tents. It was tents, but they have sinks. They have beautiful showers.
It's like the
they
Fire
have a
Festival.
gorgeous,
Sort of.
like exactly.
They have a cheese sandwich. They have everything.
They have a porta potty next to buildings that haven't been constructed.
Oh.
It's like the Fry Festival. No. So I look on this, and there are these places, and they've got a beautiful table. And the tents, the average, I think, can sleep 6. And you have like regular beds out there.
And you don't have to set anything
woods.
up. They set up for you?
No. And it looked fantastic.
That's
so
great.
I'm thinking this is going to be buku expensive. And I said, it's for 6 people, $200 for one of these tents.
Per night?
And I said, that's fantastic
It's
for
a
a
good
big
deal.
group of people.
That's a good
But
deal.
Then, of course, and I get into the deep dive, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to my sister about this. This is something, excuse me, this is something we will do. and then it says 3-night minimum. All right, sorry. $200 just went to $600. Nope. No, don't want to be there for 3 nights. Want to be
That's
there for
how
one
they
night.
get you. That is
That's
truly how they get
how they get.
Of course.
Because you know what? You do the deep dive. You look at the place. You say, this looks great. It's a nice price point. And that doesn't exist in America.
No.
It doesn't. That's just 3 nights because then they're going to go ka-ching, ka-ching, and there'll probably be a tax and everything. And I was really, really disappointed because it looked kind of cool with campfires, and then you slide back in, and they got refrigerators.
Yeah,
it looked like it would have been a special Friday.
I'm on right now. There's actually a few of them in your area.
There are a few in the area, and there are many across the country, and it looks kind of cool. And by the way, that's my kind of camping. Glamping is my kind of camping. I do not.
This is what's hard about this niche. I would say.
Very popular, Oscar. Lots of sellouts.
Okay,
I believe the Real Housewives did some glamping this season. Did they not?
I don't know.
I believe they did. I overheard it in the house. Yes.
So what I think is cool about this is that I see what Mike's allure would be, because I've been camping. I've been camping the rough part and the rough way where you're like, I can't believe I decided to come out here and this is the worst ever, and I have such a big hangover because we just drank all night. And that was then I had, I would say, not glamping, but a version of that where some good old boys at WVU, they brought a gas grill out. They made it look like we basically moved in because they've done this before. Right. Mm-hmm. And then I don't want the hassle of putting up the tent. I don't find that appealing. I don't find that like I'm a man's man. No.
I'll do a cabin, but I don't want to put up a tent.
Yes.
You don't like pegs?
So you are, with this glamping, you are on, I guess you're living between camping and actual log cabin. In the middle.
It's in between a tent and a cabin.
Yeah, a tent and a cabin. At that point, and at that price point, get a cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
That's true.
$600 for 3 nights in the middle of nowhere, Acadia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. But I didn't want 3 nights. I don't want to be out there for 3 nights. I want to be out there for one night. One drunken night.
What if you're there for one night and then you burn the place down and then you get your deposit back?
That'd be great. Okay. Solution. Once again, a solution has been found. That's a fantastic idea.
What if you had partners and you could split it up via night?
A timeshare?
Like a timeshare glam.
I don't do that.
They're not. I don't. Here's the thing about me.
You come in tomorrow. I'll clean out the porta potty.
Oh, God.
I have one family in my 50-year history where I consider this family to be people I would spend time with. That is the Colburns. We discovered them a few years back. We will be rendezvousing with them in Montreal, Canada, which is going to be special. It's going to be very, very nice.
International travel.
Other than outside of that, the Colburns are not available. And even with the Colburns, I would share, I would visit their house. They have visited our house multiple nights. Fine, no problem. The idea of being in a tent with another family for 3 nights does not appeal to me. One night, on and gone, just a fun novelty thing would be fun.
I would think it would be, I think one of the greatest tests of a friendship is if you can travel with somebody. Because I think when you travel and especially if you encounter trouble, you're the worst in a person comes out when you travel, always. And so I would think glamping, even glamping, it would be the same because you're really out of your element and there's really no escape at the end of the day.
But a night is a night.
You can fake a night.
Up
Absolutely.
The next day.
Sure.
I was fine with that. So it ain't going to happen. I just didn't know. You're reading more about it, Oscar?
Do they have dirt floors in the tent?
I found an alternative, and I got to get pricing for you, Mike. You could rent an Airstream for a night.
I like that idea.
A real Airstream?
Yes. That's been upgraded.
I thought those were like really, really expensive.
Well, you're not going to buy it.
I thought you couldn't rent those.
Well, I'm on Glamping Hub, freeplug.com. And
look into that.
There's an Airstream it says, this is how Atlantic Shoreline Airstream, Glamping Adventure, Bar Harbor, Maine.
I'll look into that.
I'll send you the link.
I'm still not going to get another couple. Yes. That would be just the three of us. I'd be fine with that.
$236.05 per night. One night.
I can do that. I can pop for that.
Is it a classic, like 1950s shiny aluminum Airstream?
You see it in the movie. You see it on your yard.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that free publicity.
And Mike, it's not a pull behind Airstream as you sometimes see. It's an actual motorhome.
They come and they drop it off, and then you move in for the night.
You love a motorhome. I know you love a motorhome. We've seen this on this show. We've seen it.
Motorhome. All right.
This is why
I'll pursue that.
And I would also say that I'm the only man on this show that has ever snuggled with Oscar on a motorhome.
You know what? You were like a big teddy bear.
Yes, it was nice.
Yeah.
We were very close.
Anyway, I hate it when you see that. You see a great price on a hotel, and then they say minimum. You got to do this many nights.
It makes me throw back to when we have to book accommodations for the Super Bowl, and every hotel that's a proximity to the Super Bowl
has 4 nights,
4-night minimum and full rate, of course. And we'd only needed it for 2 nights. And it would blow our budgets out of the water. Horrible.
But, it's cool. I think at some point during our time, we will be going into the wild and where they're sleep with the mooses.
A celebrity like yourself should go into a vehicle like this for a night, and then your son will remember it forever. That one time we got a motorhome for one night. But it was a cool one.
That looks so nice. It's also
classic.
Like a real long shot. But
yeah.
I think it's
a real long shot.
No, I don't think he's talking about the odds of it happening. I think he's talking about the text.
I am so on that. I'm so on that. I might rent it this weekend. I really like that.
It looks cool.
You could
Bonfire
you could probably move your studio in it.
Carla, we're going over budget. Thank you.
Tell Carla you need the credit card for 6 hours.
Thank you. Well, I paid a little extra for a protection program with DirecTV so that when the guy came out today to work on the TV system, if we needed extra equipment, we wouldn't have to pay him.
Right.
Another way they get you, that's a $99 fee that they come out and they said, but if you want the protection plan, you get the $99 and you get any upgrades you want with equipment. And so we ended up bringing him out, didn't have to pay for the service call, had a piece of equipment replaced, didn't have to pay for that. Would anyone like to guess how many times in the last 24 hours AT&T DirecTV contacted me to see whether or not I wanted to cancel the appointment? Because what they want at AT&T is for you not to have a service person come out, because that puts them on the hook. That's the last thing. It was not once. It was not twice. It was not 3 times.
Whoa.
It was not 4.
What?
It was 5, including the call we got this morning.
Wow.
5 times. Hi, this is DirecTV. Have you scheduled an appointment? First, the question, have you scheduled? Praying that, no, I haven't.
What?
I just talked to somebody and was so stupid, I didn't know what I was doing.
Must have been
If
Carmen.
you have, if you would like to keep or cancel
That
your
is
appointment.
enthusiasm. Or cancel.
Or cancel.
Cancel.
Do you want to cancel? Do you want to cancel? You know? And you know what? After the total time commitment of 1 hour and 7 minutes on the phone with yes, Mike, it's great to be with you. We're very happy to have that. We don't know, sir. If you would like to make sure, do you have a television manual there? You could look in your television manual and tell me what the problem is. No. They finally came out. I didn't see him. I was taping a broadcast, so I didn't see him. Carla said it was fine, and everything should be working. And by the way, last night, after my hour and 7 minutes where they weren't able to fix anything on the television, everything that was supposed to be working worked, and I kept the appointment anyway.
Good.
You got them, Mike.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not normally a fan of those upsells, but I know the DirecTV system pretty well. That service plan, that's a good thing to have. You
know
keep
what?
that.
It seemed like it.
Yes.
It seemed like
it's helped me out a couple times. It's not an overly expensive thing. It's a good, and you can always get it back on the back end on free HBO and stuff.
I love the back end. That's why I watch Animal Kingdom.
Stop
We're going to take a break. We'll come back
don't
with
like
more
that
fun
joke.
and more thrills right here on the. You see a lot of back end on Animal Kingdom.
You do.
Yeah, we get it on the back end.
Man's back end.
That was the
Nothing
original
wrong
name
with
of the
that.
show, wasn't it?
Huh? You didn't see any cheeks from the ladies.
No.
No,
You saw cheeks from the guys.
The women, I think, the women this season are more undercover because they're working angles.
Flashback Ellen Barkin's pretty strong.
Oh. If she wished she looked like that. She wished. Wow.
We'll take a break.
Barkin.
That was a very homophobic, sexist little segment
Yes,
we
it
had
was.
there. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills.
Rob and Joe here. Joe, me and the girlfriend getting a little kinky, trying to spice things up in the bedroom.
You gonna have a safe word?
How does that work?
You know, if things go too far, let me give you an example. We'll
Okay.
role play. I'll be your girlfriend.
Ooh, fun.
All right. How about I tie you up?
Go on.
How about maybe a little candle wax?
Ooh, I like that.
All right. How about introducing some food? How about some strawberries, some
yummy.
whipped cream?
Yes.
How about this giant cucumber?
Speedwack, speedwack, speedwack! Wait a minute, how giant? Rob and Joe Show, new episode every single week. RobandJoeShow.com. Speedwack!
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
We told you about this the other day. We love Harry's on the Mike O'Mara Show, and we had this statistic they gave us that the average guy spends 3,000 hours of his lifetime shaving. Don't waste 4 months of your life. That's what it adds up to.
It does.
Don't waste 4 months of your life with poor-performing, overpriced razors. I counted them when I got up here to Maine. I have 4 Harry's razors in varying spots in the house. The great news about my Harry's razors, they're all great. I could pick any one of them up at any time, and they would be brand new. They're just $2 a blade. I don't know how they came up with that price, but with the $2 a blade, these razors last so long, and they're so beautifully made that it is one of my favorite products. And
Mike,
Harry's
look at this
gives me the
Death
best
Star.
shave ever.
Look at
Yes.
this Death Star up here. You
will shave recently?
Your head.
Yesterday I did, and you can burn a cheap blade with one head shaving. You'll fry it.
Right.
And a Harry's blade will last me a month. I love
By the way,
them.
if you happen to be at Ocean City, Rehoboth, Dewey, down outside the Washington, D.C. area, look for Rob because it's a great show. People stop on the boardwalk when he shaves his head at the beach.
Yeah, it is. It's like those big sandcastles. I'll be by Thrasher's this weekend.
Rob shaves his
I
head
know
at the
what
beach.
you're talking about.
What's that man doing? Shaving his head at the beach?
Why is he selling tickets?
Yeah, if you think, and if anybody this summer can get a video of it, if you think that lady shaving her legs in the pool went viral.
Oh, this is great.
We'll check that out. Harry's founders were tired of razor ripoffs, stupid gimmicks, so they fixed all that by combining a simple, clean design with quality blades at a fair price. I'm sure they'll love this commercial. And if you don't love your shave, let them know, and Harry's will give you a full refund, 100% guaranteed. A trial set comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. You get the ergonomic handle that's weighted. You get a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and a trimmer blade. And you get the greatest shave gel in the world and also a travel blade cover. Our listeners can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/TMOS. Make sure you go to harrys.com/TMOS to redeem your offer and let them know we sent you to help support TMOS. I have in my hand,
yes,
I wrote it down, the TMOS quote of the week.
Oh.
It's very brief.
Is it one from this show, or is it one
It's one from my 5-year-old son.
Oh, okay.
Oh, perfect.
Very nice.
The innocence of youth, when they are unaware that their words are, in the slightest way, going to cause pain.
Okay.
But that's what makes it funny. We are getting another thing. Either it was a wall hanger or some sort of child's toy, but we stopped at one of the dollar stores. Oddly enough, there are a few of those up here in Maine.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
We're at the dollar store. I, as much as I would love to do some browsing, I opted to stay in the automobile while my wife and son went into the dollar store.
Well, you know how you get in that place. You're a spendthrift.
Oh, I get so excited.
Also, you've got the Flarp.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got the Flarp, and that's all I need. I believe this Flarp that I have in my hand right here, that may have come... That might have come from the dollar store.
Really?
And,
I thought you might have gotten that at Nordstrom.
No, we didn't get this one.
Not rack.
Would you like to see the blueberry? Would you like to see the blueberry noise putty? We have the delicious blueberry, 110 grams of blueberry noise putty.
Please have a seat by the grand piano. We will bring out 3 flavors of Flarp for you to look at, sir.
By the way, Flarp.
Flarp. Sorry,
upper
Flarp.
left-hand corner for children that might have a little more of a tougher road to hoe intellectually.
Sure.
Do not eat in the upper left-hand corner.
It smells
Do
so
not eat.
good.
Distributed by Greenbrier International, 500 Volvo Parkway, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Oh.
We
Yes.
got to get some more of the blueberry up to Maine.
But guess where it's made?
Where?
2 guesses.
China.
Yeah, China.
Thank you. You win.
China.
So he comes out of the dollar store, and this was his quote. I wrote it down. Hey, Dad, in the dollar store, there was a man fatter than you. And he said it like this, like it was something unusual. Dad, in the dollar store, there was a man fatter than you. And I look over, and this is when you know you've been gotten, because I look over to the bride who happens to force herself on me to drive.
Right.
She's the driver. I'm in the passenger side, and she's looking out the window with the shoulders going like this. with the shoulders.
Well, at
going
least
like
she's
this.
stifling her laughter. At least she's
Yes.
hiding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dad. I wrote it down. Hey, Dad. In the dollar store, there was a man fatter than you.
That would look so
Hi,
nice
I'm
if you
Mike
stitched
O'Mara.
it on a sampler, like a quilted thing. You could hang it on the wall.
How do you think he? Because as a kid, especially at 5, I don't know if I knew what fat was.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he feels? Do you say I don't want to be fat? And do you run around like
No.
Okay.
I think this is a result of having a fit mama and a fat dada. I think that's what, and she is so constantly on the fitness train. She doesn't slam me in front of him a lot, but she's like, do you really need that? Do you need to eat that? You're going to get bigger if you eat that. Like at the conclusion of our taping today, I am taking to the bicicleta. I will be on the bike, struggling up the hill, which is so embarrassing because, as I mentioned before, it's not fun. It's not that painful, but it is a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's also not fun. And if somebody comes by, hi, Mike, it's like, hi, how are you? Like that. So it's
But you should explain to your son that in days past, a heavier man was a sign of opulence and wealth.
Yeah, back in the John Adams era.
Don't be specific.
Or
you can just tell him that is
excuse
true.
me, I'm not Lord Mountbatten. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
You have to, if you don't mind, take us to that. When you hear that, there's a part of you that's like, oh, it's just a kid. But
no, it's hysterical.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
I laughed. I said it made
Yeah,
the show.
yeah,
I said it made the show. I have to put it on the show. Doesn't, but but the painful part that was more painful was looking out the window, looking at the wife with the shoulders going.
Yeah,
you are. He's right. Get thinner. Get thinner.
Mike, it could have been worse. Carla could have said, no, he wasn't. Dad's fatter than him.
Yeah, see, that would be horrible. Imagine that. Then we'd be living. Then we have the mini Trump administration in our car.
Exactly.
No, he's not. He's as fit as ever. He's as fit and healthy as can be. That's right. Yeah.
His heart is not enlarged.
That's right. It's not a fatty liver.
Yeah, I mean, what
sorry.
Yeah, all she could have done is say, instead of shaking the shoulders, she could have turned around. It could have been worse too, where she would have said, "Yeah, and he's diabetic." But anyway, that's.
Or she could have turned and said, "Good job, Michael," just like I told you to say.
That's true. And by the way, there are a lot of people here. When we go to Governor's, when we go to the Governor's restaurant. For Cheeseburger Monday.
$3. That's not bad.
$3.60.
Not
is that
bad
a deal
at
or
all.
what? Is that a loss leader, Rob? That's got to be a loss.
The
and
problem
they're big
is,
fat
though,
hamburgers.
the problem is that Governor's has a 4-burger minimum.
You got to eat the 4.
Got to eat all 4.
And you have to clean that plate.
Full price.
And by the way,
otherwise.
I'm fat enough when Rob mentions that 4, I'd be like, I didn't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
I'd be able to handle that.
And then they bring out the old 96er, Mike. Nothing left there but gristle and fat.
These are legit. These are definitely quarter-pound patties.
That's a deal, then.
That they serve. It's a great deal. And I'm wondering if there was a 4-burger minimum.
Yeah.
Could you handle it? Could you handle it if you knew you were going to have to eat that?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, the man had 8 chicken breasts just hanging out with his family.
Yeah, they were
Oscar,
thighs.
you could handle it. You could handle it.
Yeah, but I would not feel good afterwards.
Masiello, could you knock out 4?
Going by
quarter-pound
last
cheeseburgers?
names now.
I don't think so. I wish I could, but
Okay. All right.
Jesus.
What if they were cheeseburgers?
oh well, all day.
Yeah. And we won't ask Bloom.
No, Pony would end up in the ER.
Well, how many months do I have?
I'll have a sesame seed and a glass of water, please. We'll do that. But yes, there's the quote. I'll put that on my wall. Hey,
Yeah.
Dad, the man in the dollar store. Oh, in the dollar store, there was a man fatter than you. And then he goes back to playing with his plastic toy.
Yeah.
And I sobbed quietly inside.
Dollar
That's
store
all.
sells a lot of sort of gray market candy, so I'm sure that guy was shopping.
What makes a kid?
Nothing will take me out of the ultimate joy that I have when I'm up here, which is peeing off my own deck.
Oh, there you go.
Don't do it when the lights are on. Turn the lights out. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's asleep. We're out here. It's silent. There's nobody around.
You don't do this at noon.
No, I do that on the front porch. Yeah. And if a car drives by, I don't say anything. I just give them the look that says, "You're darn right it's my property." Thank you very
Love
much.
it or
We'll
leave
see
it.
you next time. Yeah. Love it or leave it, America.
Yeah.
USA. That's me, everybody.
We really need to fertilize the yard out front. I don't know what's wrong with it.
We'll come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show. News you may not need. Coming up.
Boom, bam! Dan the Fan Man can't be here as he's busy helping the peace process in North Virginia. So I'm here as his backup. It's your man, Oscar Fantana. That's right. And when I'm not harassing Rob or mispronouncing again, I'm making one of my 800 shows. In fact, I'm announcing show number 801. I'm here to tell you all about Tech Fan 101. It's the newest show with me, alongside Dan the Fan Man. We talk about anything and everything fan. This podcast is so hot, the only thing that can cool us down are some high-quality fans. And don't just take my word for it. Hear what my wife has to say. Fanning the BIOS.
What, I'm supposed to do Shannon? I'm not going to do Shannon's voice. I don't do girls' voices.
Or how about my favorite little guy, Phantos?
The dog? What are you doing?
So don't forget to buy a fan.
What are we even promoting? Buy a bonus show. That's real. Dan, go home.
Thank you, Dan. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by FabFitFun. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Workouts in kitchen areas. Whoa, boy.
Oh, boy.
Carla getting fitter right now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. The 2019 FabFitFun Summer Box is now on sale. Treat yourself with items like Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum Cream.
Oh, boy.
A spiritual... oh, boy. A spiritual gangster Maya kimono. Oh, boy. A mini travel blow driver.
Oh,
boy. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box that only costs $49.99. I am telling you the truth when I tell you that Mrs. O'Mara goes out of her mind and flips out when the FabFitFun box arrives. It's like Christmas 4 times a year. The 2019 summer box's total retail value is over $270, and I am here to tell you we have the experience in our household that it looks like it, because all the stuff is incredible,
Quality.
and many products' individual value is more than the entire cost of the box. You can get it for just $49.99. Sign up for FabFitFun today, and these boxes always sell out. And you use the code TMOS, you get another $10 off your first box.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Go to FabFitFun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to FabFitFun.com and use my code TMOS to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box.
News.
Boo. Oh, boy.
That's an Alan Sherman reference. It pleases me so greatly that you brought that out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Both great.
Oh, boy. Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez seem to have one of those perfect fairy tale romances. So far, anyway. For all we know, they could be split up at each other's throats later this afternoon. But so far, so good. And maybe A-Rod is doing all he can to make things work because he's been wanting this for 20 years. The MLB Network showed a clip from 1998 where a 22-year-old Alex Rodriguez was asked what his dream date would be. And he said, quote, Jennifer Lopez.
Wow.
Hopefully you can find me a date with her.
That's
that
pretty
amazing?
cool. And then he went
It's
into
a
his bathroom
fairy
that had no shades.
That's right, and everybody watched him go poo. Isn't that interesting? Let me turn that up. All right, how about it there? Can you hear it now?
That's
There it
good.
is.
Yes.
Just when you thought the baby shark phenomenon might be waning, Nickelodeon is breathing new life into it. Nickelodeon is teaming up with the people who created the song to develop an original animated Baby Shark show.
Hey!
It's aimed at preschoolers. There's no premiere date set, so if you have a preschooler now, you might luck out. If you have a toddler, well, you've been warned, and my kid will be going into kindergarten, so we missed it. Although, I made a really big mistake yesterday when he wanted... I showed him Indiana Jones and the Skull.
The Crystal Skull, yeah.
Well, yesterday he wanted to watch Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom, too dark for a 5-year-old.
Oh, my God. Do you know
scary.
that Temple of Doom is largely responsible for the PG-13 rating? Because it came out and it wasn't a hard R, but they said, we can't let just anyone in here.
You watched Jurassic Park.
Guy dies with they reach into the chest and pull out the
Oh,
beat
he
of
saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that.
And tonight,
I don't know
Bonnie and
how much
Clyde.
damage was done.
Maybe he'll be a surgeon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Today, Baby Shark has amassed more than 2.8 billion views. He slept like a baby last night, so he's fine. I don't think he had any nightmares.
It's fine. I mean, his pillow was wet from tears, but that's fine.
Anyway, I turned it off. He wanted me to turn it off, too. He said, Dad, this is too scary. We put on another show. The
Exorcist?
French Connection.
Oh, so great.
Anyway, 2.8 billion views on YouTube, and it's also had Scarface 20 week. That would have been more updated.
Let's watch what Daddy wants to watch tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, turn that Indiana Jones thing on. Put back Pulp Fiction. Yeah, we have a little. You're gonna love this one. It's about the Wild West. It's called The Hateful Eight. Anyway. That's funny.
Little Michael comes up and says, Daddy, that's a bingo.
That's a bingo. There you go. We're going to watch Inglourious Basterds. Paul Pierce made an interesting confession yesterday. He once left a finals game in a wheelchair because he had to go to the bathroom. This was back in 2008 when Paul and the Boston Celtics were taking on the Lakers. In Game 1, Paul went down in the third quarter and had to be carried off the floor. He was carried to the tunnel and wheelchaired back to the locker room. But miraculously, he emerged just a few minutes later and returned to the game. That was just a sort of a strange mystery until yesterday when Paul admitted that nothing was wrong. He just needed to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
it happens.
It does.
Ever see that viral video of that MMA match where the guy poops?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's so nasty. It's
Did he win?
Sounded, no, I don't think he did.
What a bad night.
DQ'd.
It sounds like he needed to do, the big one.
Sure.
He went big potty, and the situation was very dire. Paul was asked why he needed a wheelchair and couldn't just walk out, and he said, quote, something went down. I had to go. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So
no,
seated exit is more appropriate.
Billy, please. Oh, that's nasty thing. There's a woman named Swarette Emke. She's in Erie, Pennsylvania, and she and her family were recently eating at a Golden Corral buffet when the manager kicked her out. Yeah, Golden Corral.
It's a great place, Mike. Really, if you want to stretch $1 and eat good.
And make new friends.
Always.
He said she was dressed, quote, too provocatively, and some other people complained. So what was she wearing? Swarette was kind enough to take a bathroom selfie of her outfit. It is a crop top that shows a lot of cleavage and a little bit of stomach, maybe a lot of stomach.
Oh, I see. That is provocative.
And some cut-off denim shorts. That's another thing where we're moving into the land of if the clothes don't fit appropriately, no matter, you're sexy, just let it all bubble out.
Yeah, those jeans, go ahead and cut them short and let them unravel a bit.
She wrote on Facebook she thinks people had an issue with the small amount of her stomach that was showing because she's, quote, not thin, so it's not considered sexy.
Did her crop top have any logo on it, like the word Flarp?
There you go. I have to get it out.
I know. I didn't mean
I'm
to do
sorry.
that to you.
Welcome
am I doing?
to the Golden Corral.
Done and done.
Remember, use a clean plate every time you visit the buffet.
A regional manager from Golden Corral wound up apologizing to Swarette when she called to complain. I wear a crop top and I'm not thin. Yeah,
I was up all night cutting off these jeans and I'm hungry now.
If you had to name the most germ-covered spot in your car, what would you guess?
Steering wheel.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's everybody. The number one answer is steering wheel, followed by driver's side door handle and the gear shifter. But if you guessed any of those, you are wrong. Wrong, Billy Bobby Boo. They're not even in the top three. Research did a series of swab tests, and the spot that actually has the most germs, your driver's side floor mat.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes, floors are gross. The average floor mat had about 3 times more bacteria, yeast, and mold growing on it than the average steering wheel. The second germiest spot was the front seat cup holder, followed by the inside of the trunk, and dashboard air vents were fourth. So clean those, because then you'll breathe the particles.
The funk.
Wow. Number 6 was the Golden Corral restaurant.
They didn't like it because I got some stomach poking out. And now a little something. A guy named Federico Hill from Indonesia just posted a story on Facebook about the sweet revenge he got on someone who insulted him, kind of resulting, kind of a tie back to the dollar store story. He was in line at a fried chicken restaurant last week when he overheard the woman behind him talking to her kids. And she said they should only eat one piece or they'd wind up, quote, fat like the guy in front of them. So Frederico decided to stick it to her by buying all of the fried chicken the store had ready. Only cost him around $17. Got 15 pieces of chicken, and he heard the clerk telling the woman she would have to wait 30 minutes for them to cook more fried chicken. Isn't that a nice little revenge story?
I have been in that, not the revenge side, but when someone's like, oh, that was the last taquito.
Yeah.
Do you want to wait 15?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've already committed to what I wanted to eat.
Made the commitment, walked in your door.
Yeah,
More good news for Frederico. He finished his order before he got out of the parking lot. Very exciting.
You get the impression that might have been a cover for his original plan anyway?
Now I have to do this.
Now I got to do it.
15 pieces of chicken, 4 burgers, tube tops. What a great news. Anyway, we'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here.
What's your name? You. That's my name. ABC. A always. BBC calling the Yak Shack. AIDA. Add interest drunk asshats. Call 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. You. That's my name.
I love that. Call the Yak Shack. We had a great one yesterday.
Yes.
888-920-MORE. 888-920-6673. The Yak Shack open 24/7. You want to call it? You know what? I have a specific request for the Yak Shack. Call the Yak Shack when you first wake up. Make it your first thing. I don't care what you say.
Love it.
You can say, I'm tired. I want to hear early morning Yak Shack calls. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Postmates. How would you like to have a friend that could bring you red wine at 4 p.m., sushi at 9 p.m., and a breakfast burrito at 8 a.m.?
Yes.
Guess what? You do have that friend. It's called Postmates. Postmates, your personal food, grocery, anything you need delivery service all year round. No more trips to the store. You don't even have to know where the store is. Postmates will deliver anything to you. Download the free app for iOS or Android and browse local restaurants and businesses, and then track your delivery 24/7, 365. Postmates will bring you what you want within the hour. Anything you're craving, Postmates can deliver with the largest on-demand network in the world.
Where?
The world.
Yeah.
More than 25,000 partner merchants. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. To start your free deliveries, download the app right now.
When?
What?
How's that?
And use the code TMOS. That's the code TMOS for $100 off free delivery credit. Let me start again.
Okay.
That's the TMOS code TMOS for $100 of free delivery credit.
Yes.
For your first 7 days when you download. Rewrite. That's the code TMOS for $100 of free delivery credit when you get it. To start your free deliveries, download the app right now and use the code TMOS.
It works.
Yes.
There's a Peruvian chicken place that
Fantastic.
does not have any other way to deliver until Postmates came through. That now we get it delivered to work, and it's boom, bam, easy through
Solid.
the Postmates
So good.
app.
So good.
That's the code TMOS for $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Got it. Hit it. Nailed it. Get anything you need anytime you need it. Download the Postmates app and save. Just use the code TMOS. Open up the Audio Vault. Get it in here. Get him out. Get him off the stage. Come on. He's had a tiring day. Thank you very much, Rob Spiewak. Take it away.
A lot of times, I think when they first introduced the phrase "the greatest generation," there was a little bit of some people kind of chuckled at it. But the more that we stick around,
chuckled at it?
Yeah, I didn't chuckle at it.
I mean, I think that.
Did you chuckle at it?
No, I never did. But
Well,
I
why
think,
did you say? Who do you think chuckled at it? Did you chuckle at
I
it?
didn't chuckle at it, but I think that
What do you think's funny about that? My father's part of that.
Yeah.
and my
generation,
grandfather
Allie.
too. But I think Tom Brokaw got a little bit of grief because he named it that a
Who
long
gave
time
him
ago.
grief? I don't know if anybody gave
It just
him grief.
seems to
What do
me
you
that I
mean?
remember
What are you
that.
doing? What's wrong with you?
I just seem to
Do
remember
you hate
that.
the elderly? You're not so young yourself.
However,
Greatest generation stormed the beaches in Normandy.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
and
Come on.
today is
What are
I'm
you
glad you
saying?
brought it up because today
What do you
is
mean
the
chuckle at it?
75th
What are you laughing?
anniversary.
You mean you're laughing at the people that were, the 90-year-olds that stormed the beaches?
You see
What's
them,
wrong
Mike?
with
They
you?
look like crap. No, I'm kidding.
All right. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm just saying
Dog
that
turn.
the longer that we have these, the few survivors left, the more respect I have for them. And I think that carries a lot more weight than it used to, at least with me.
What's that mean? They have to die now for you to finally acknowledge their greatness?
This is very sweet.
Do you know what they gave up for us?
Do you have any idea? Do you read your history?
Yes.
I believe most of them.
They teach you that in school?
Oscar, you might want to stay out of this because I think most of them were fighting for America.
He slams you for being an immigrant.
Yes. You know what, Trump?
Yeah, that's me.
Tell your story, walking.
That's me. The #1 record downloaded in the United Kingdom for the past 2 days as we observe the 75th anniversary of D-Day is actually recorded by a 90-year-old D-Day veteran. He was the youngest person to land on the shores of Normandy. He is now 90, and the song is called The Shores of Normandy. Listen to this. I love the fact that this is the #1 record in Great Britain right now.
As the years pass by, I can still recall the men I saw that day, who died upon that blood-soaked sand, where now sweet children play. And those of you who were unborn, who've lived in liberty, remember those who made it so on the shores of Normandy.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that great?
Wow, what a horrible intro you did for it.
And as I was thinking about playing that, I said, if you still have a World War II veteran in your life, call them today, please. Because there's not a day.
You try to be serious, but
them.
you set it up negatively. You
There's
did.
a hotline.
You set it up negatively. You said, hey, I know a lot of people chuckle at the greatest. Nobody chuckles at the greatest, especially sons of the greatest generation.
Okay, then what I should have said is this. I think the phrase the greatest generation takes on more import the longer it stays around. And I don't know that it was given the amount of respect when it was issued. And I think it was Tom Brokaw who coined it.
Can I? And I'm joking. I'm busting your balls. I'm busting your balls, Rob. But let me just say, I'm the child of two.
Understood.
Okay, and they're both gone now. And I just got done posting about it, and you're absolutely right. I know I'm just having fun with you, but I have to say this is a subject that is so near and dear to my heart.
I understand
because I witnessed it. And the stories I have, if you watched my mom's 80th birthday video where I recorded hours of tape from her, she tells stories about, sending her father the telegram, and he had to tell her about her husband being killed after World War II. It was these kind of guys, and this was the real... there was no gray area between good and evil. You knew that these people wanted to take over the world with Nazi Germany and the Allies. So, it's special. And when I hear that, I'd love to listen to the whole thing. How come? Is it doing anything? Is it tracking at all in the United States?
I believe it will start to gain some traction today because it's become a story in the United States. But it broke in the United Kingdom 2 days ago.
I hope it does.
And also, my apologies for my ill-chosen words. My intentions were great. My intentions were noble.
I know you were, because your big daddy, who basically raised you, was was part of that generation as well. And and not just because of the war.
No,
these
you're right.
were people
You're right.
that came back and
built
the middle class, the American middle class, and now look what we do now.
They made the American dream a reality for so many people.
Yeah,
and it was the first time in history that it happened.
By the way, I live in an environment of the children of the greatest generation, and not so much.
No,
not so great. Sorry, but it's the truth.
But you're still playing for second. You might be part of the second greatest generation.
I don't know about that.
The tie for third. Tom Rice is 97 years old. He is a World War II veteran that parachuted into Normandy 75 years ago.
Normandy.
And guess what he did? He did it again at age 97.
Oh,
my
tandem God.
Parachute
I love
drone.
That.
Beautiful drive, beautiful jump, beautiful flight. Everything was perfect. I
God
honor
bless
those
you,
who didn't
sir.
come back, who were wounded, who walked away from it, who were deceased. Those are the guys that are the heroes.
Wow.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, everybody should reflect on that today. And, I wish I had my veterans still around. I wish that every day of my life.
All right, we're going to take a really severe left turn here. I don't often do this, but I need everyone to take a deep breath and exhale.
Okay.
All right.
Master segue.
A lot of people think Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame, but he's not there because of his gambling. I say what keeps him as a candidate.
This, by the way, is a story I edited out of my news.
Because, Mike, the audio is so great.
Okay.
The reason this man belongs in the Hall of Fame is because of one thing, class. This is
he's
a classy guy.
act.
Pete Rose talked about the time that he did a tour. You know, they would tour Vietnam and war sites to give the soldiers morale boost, right? And he did a tour with the great Joe DiMaggio.
We're down in, as you may not know, South Vietnam is a jungle. So the only way you could take a shower there is a guy had to get up on a chair, me, have a bucket of water, pour it into this canvas
Pull it over his head.
Pull the chain, and the guy underneath took a shower. I gave Joe DiMaggio a shower. Now, the best way to describe Joe DiMaggio is he was a penis with a man hanging from it.
I mean,
thanks, Pete.
Hall of Fame. Put him in.
Hall of Fame. Put him in.
Put him in. And, you know, I'm sorry you cut it, but I feel it's important we cover these stories.
I didn't know there was audio. Your judgment was sound.
Yes.
To hear Pete talking about that. Thank you, Pistol Pete.
Today marks
married to Marilyn Monroe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Joe DiMaggio was married to Marilyn Monroe.
But Pete Rose was not.
No, Pete. You ever want to see Pete? Go to Caesars any weekend.
He's there. He's there.
Yep.
Ask him to
stuff.
tell the Joe DiMaggio story.
Right. Thanks, Pete.
Today, Mike marks.
We know where Pete was looking.
Pull the chain, Joe.
I missed the water bucket. Let's do that again.
Today is the 35th anniversary of something very important. Oscar, what do you know, I should say, is the game that is on the most gaming platforms ever?
Oh, my
Video
God.
game that's on the most gaming platforms of all time.
Ooh, Tetris.
Tetris is right. Today marks its 35th anniversary, and I still like this song, but I did find something out very fascinating. This is based on a Russian folk song from the 1800s that tells the story of a peddler that comes to town and seduces a farmer's daughter. And here's an actual orchestral version of it.
Do you know where you can hear this song?
Where?
Go back and watch The Deer Hunter.
Is it in that?
I think it's in that movie. I think in the wedding scene. Go back and watch The Deer Hunter. That song is featured prominently in The Deer Hunter.
I never put those two together. That's crazy.
I never put the Tetris theme with that. That's amazing.
Can you go back to
the actual one?
Yeah. It was hypnotizing.
Well, I think one of the coolest things, and if you watch the original Tetris ad, it says home gaming video in stereo because they actually had earbuds for
I
it.
had no idea.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know
so
that.
happy
And by
anniversary,
the way,
Tetris.
Little TMOS trivia. That was the game I played when I had my first adult hospitalization.
I remember that.
Thank you. Kept me going.
Also, I do believe that theme music might be the first thing I ever carded up, put on a cartridge.
That's
for
because
your
of
show.
that story.
Because
Yeah,
of your
because
story there, yeah. All right, let's
played it a
close
lot.
with this. Canada, Mike, they're ready to attack.
Yes,
But they
you've
are,
always said that.
But they like to give the image of being polite. I think this is a marvelous, marvelous bit that Jimmy Kimmel did. One of his man on the street interviews, but he sent someone onto the streets of Toronto. That's where the Warriors are, right?
Yeah, that's where the Raptors are. Toronto Raptors.
To try to
Golden State would be on the streets of California.
Ooh.
He wanted to get Canadians to trash talk the Warriors.
Okay, this will be great. They won't. They won't.
Canadians are just so polite.
We're talking to Canadians and asking them to trash talk the Warriors. Are you ready? Trash talk. No. You don't do that here. Trash talk.
I would not do that against anybody. Canadians don't do that.
Let me hear you trash talk the Warriors a little bit. Trash talk.
No. We are polite. We are Canadians.
I mean, they're a great team. I don't think I can trash talk them. I think they're in the finals for a reason.
Why would I trash talk them? They haven't done nothing wrong to me or my team. All I'm saying is everybody's playing right. So if they want to win, they better play better than us. That's all I can say.
That's all I can say.
I love that.
That's just brilliant. That's your magic audio vault. Have a good Thursday, everybody.
Anything you'd like to say before we get out of here to the greatest?
You want to trash him again?
Yeah, screw off, old man.
That's it. Thanks for joining us for another one in the can. Tickets still on sale. It's a slog, folks. I want to sell this sucker out.
Yeah.
You're making my life uncomfortable. You know what? For those of you that want to come and see us Saturday night, tickets are on sale right now. Go to the website.
Go to Las Vegas, see our show, and then go see Pete Rose.
Yes. The odds are that if we sell that show out, I will shave my head here on the show.
That's
fantastic.
fantastic.
That is awesome.
No, I'm lying. We'll take a break, and
shave
we'll be
mine.
back tomorrow with a brand new. I'll do something silly.
All right.
Just haven't thought of it yet. It's not that big a deal yet. It's June. Show's in November.
Early June.
Early June. Early June. How are we doing with those tickets, by the way?
Mike, I haven't looked. I'll look after the show.
All right, very good. We have it on the website. Saturday night, November 16th. That's the second show.
Yes.
We're doing
One
two
show
of
has
them.
sold out. The other show is almost 70% sold
Will you
sold
get
out.
your tickets, please?
Yes.
The thing that's so crazy is that both shows are different.
Yes, you said that with dripping with insincerity.
No.
You truly did, but anyway, that's okay. The Rob Spiewak says the greatest generation is invited to the second show. Saturday night, November 16th. Also, send us your yaks, 888-920-6673, and the mailbag. How you doing with the mailbag?
Mailbag is great. Remember, you can always send me a message on Facebook, but the easiest way to do it is rob@MikeO'MaraShow.com. Rob with 2 B's, if you please.
For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody. We made it.
Bye.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
And Rob, true love will follow you forever.
I warned you not to go too far.
I'm just beginning.
As we can all see, it's a lovely day, which would seem to indicate that the night is over.
Goodbye.